What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Can't Tell YouTube shit. Hey man, stay man, we are Litty team man. Turn to motherfucker. Turning outside, big crippin'. You ain't turning outside you man. Free Palestine, free Congo, worship your gang and take the stand the fuck up. These days is ready to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring down off the back. Never let somebody tell you are always put yourself in a position of alone. Let's stay humble in the revolution on this movement. Keep y'all right first. Come to the black keeper Israelite as a real Jew. We out you. Alright. Boom. Today, two motherfuckers. Turning outside, big crippin'. You ain't turning outside you man. Hey man. Turn up, in the game, bruh. This is what I'm trying to tell people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's raining. So right now we ain't in the same position we really right. You know what I'm saying? When we usually make our videos. So we trying to make videos, we ain't gonna stop because of the rain. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna get the videos out, man. I hope y'all continue to watch and enjoy it, man. So we got Stephen Curry and LeBron James, man. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, niggas. I feel like, man, after NBA, man, I think a lot of people gonna start doing podcasts and interviews, and they gonna start doing their own lane, man. You know what I'm saying? I can already see it. You know what I'm saying? Because the players are getting older. You know what I'm saying? LeBron like 40, Curry like for 37, 36. So these players are getting older. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're gonna start doing podcasts and doing interviews and shit. You know what I'm saying? And do it that way, unless they do the Big Three league head ass. So we got the interview with LeBron James and Stephen Curry and my nemesis, Steve Nash, because he stole 2 MVPs from Kobe and he wasted Lakers time. But hey, this is a good video. This is part 1. So they mostly talk about Curry. So I guess part 2 is gonna be LeBron. So let's get to it, man.
Shout out to Mid the Game.
I'll talk to him, man.
I want to say, man, Steve Nash was the biggest letdown the Lakers ever got. He stole 2 MVPs from Kobe. But we got LeBron James and Stephen Curry interview, part 1. It's 2 interviews. I don't know, but you're going to try to stay up.
You might know this, but you deserve a little bit of putting me out to pasture. A little bit of my retirement. He sent you all back.
Hell yeah. Steve Nash on goofy ass. That nigga, he got cooked. That nigga start playing soccer, nigga. That dude got cooked so bad, nigga. He started playing soccer, nigga.
When he came in the league, I still felt like the big brother. I still feel like, I got
hell
the
no. That nigga turned obsolete, nigga.
And the pendulum shifted, and so my last 2 years with the Lakers, my second game with the Lakers, I bumped knees in Dame's first game with Dame and broke my tib-fib joint on the inside where, like, it's weight bearing.
Man, you was trash for the Lakers. Nigga paid you all that goddamn money on after you left.
I spent 2 years working out twice a day just to try to overcome it. So I come back my 18th training camp, and I'm like, I've been going so hard trying to get there. I had a pretty good first preseason game. Like, I can't remember. I think we drove home to San Diego. I had backstabs the next morning. I was like, I don't know. I was doing all right.
You stole money up from the Lakers. You didn't deserve.
And it's like my nerves were messed up. I couldn't recover. And I was like, well, I got to find out. So I had a week since I'd last played. And I was like, we were playing them in preseason. I'm like, I got to find out. Like, I have to
kick your ass to playing soccer.
Or else, what's the point, right? And so we went to play these guys preseason, like Ontario, California, or somewhere. I don't even remember this. And
I remember that game. We Ontario. I know.
We came out. I'm guarding Steph. I think they put up like
you knew it was
50 in the first quarter. Maybe it was 45, but it felt like a 50 piece. Right? He's running everywhere. I'm like, back is broke. Everything's jacked. I couldn't have stopped him if I was 100%. And I'm like dragging around. Stevie Kerr's putting me in every action. I'm looking over at Steve like, what the fuck, you? Are you Stevie? I think that we know. We know.
They're smiling too.
They're laughing at me. Alvin Gentry over there laughing at me. Like, no, I just want to see what you got. I'm like,
you turn to a dinosaur.
Like 4 more days of thinking on it. I was like, yeah. I think it's time. That was it. I called Mitch.
You put him on his misery. You called Mitch and said so.
Mitch was
my hero.
He called me out.
Oh man, that's classic. Next thing I know, he showed up at practice, was teaching us pick and roll.
You can't beat him.
Experiences like no other.
I thought that was motherfucking commercial. That's the intro.
One this way and one this way.
Thank you for doing this. It's our first official golf podcast.
Yeah, they heard mind the game. They thought the game was basketball today. Was actually not. We say mind the team.
I was watching the Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, the break 50?
Break 50. I mean, I knew you were good. I was losing my mind. I only watched half.
Is it the first best of got 3,000?
I mean, that's being kind.
As you could, it was my first shot. I lost my mind too. There's like a little small gallery behind.
Oh, there was.
That was following us. And so I knew the whole concept. I knew it was Bryson. It was a week before the Ryder Cup. I'm like, all right, it's go time. And it's the best, I think, best golf I've played in my life.
And it's so funny. I was watching one of the holes. I don't know what hole it was. And you was like, I'm going to give it a little grunt. One of his drives said, and he got him on the drive. And you can, and Bryson, obviously, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Like this, he's a.
Oh, I can tell in his voice.
And when they got up to the ball, he was like, I think that's your ball.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, man, I outdrove him. Like, that was crazy.
He didn't want to give it to me.
I think one of the good parts, too, that I was watching, too, and I think Bryson asked you a question like who's your inspirations? Like, you know, obviously, you know, in the game that we all
love. Yeah.
You know, and you mentioned Steve, and you mentioned Reggie, you know, and obviously Reggie
I never did like Steve Nash. He
so
wasn't that
much
good to me.
sense, and it's terrifying to competitors like myself and all the
Chris
competition
Paul
over
was
the
way
years.
better. But he ain't gonna do an interview with Chris Paul.
What made you kind of watch those guys from the beginning? You know, it's funny.
But
that I was
yeah,
sitting
beat
across
Chris
the
Paul. You know they play on
So
teammates.
I mean, we all got history in the game, playing against each other and the whole deal. But my rookie year, we played in a preseason game outside in Palm Springs at like Indian Wells. It was my first time like actually seeing him, you know, on the court, and to the point of
Super
inspiration.
intimidating.
Seeing him across. I still do some of your when you're in the starting line or the national anthem, the line. Like you used to do like the little leg stuff. It was like I was watching everything he did from across the court. But growing up, like I knew I was a pass first type of point guard.
Yeah.
Like my dad had to actually tell me.
Bullshit.
Call Del Curry right now. He had to tell me to shoot.
He was like, no,
because I was.
Not in this house.
Not in this house. You ain't gonna be that. But I always like just loved the creativity. Being like felt like we had similar statures. Where as a point guard, being able to handle being in the trees, getting the ball where you needed to. You saw angles that didn't even make sense. Your change of speed. You can control the tempo.
Man, this nigga was booty
got
cheap.
everybody involved. Like there was just something fun about that. That is the way that I wanted to play. Fast forward to Davidson. I was a two.
Yeah, I remember he could have got Ray Allen on this bitch.
There's a video of me as a 10-year-old running around with a Reggie jersey, just because I just loved his competitiveness and the way he moved off the ball. I didn't know like that would be a huge part of my game once I got to like how am I going to actually make it to the league type vibe. But that was your style was like exact. I just tried all the behind the back passes this day, one-handed, left-handed, like all that type of stuff. Just seeing the floor a little differently. It felt like he was kind of the model for that. So.
And what about your pops too? Obviously, the inspiration that you saw every day, but like as your pops being a pro itself. Anything like you took from his game, like. I mean, the quick
release was crazy. Yeah. Every video you see him in the corner, one dribble, and then the quick release. He had the high arcing release too.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that, so it was like almost comparison and contrast.
I ain't never seen his dad
I want to be
play.
a great shooter. I want to have a quick release, but I also have to own my own form.
Right.
I can't really.
It has to go in at the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying. You gotta feel comfortable with what you're doing.
But did you guys ever talk about it, like quick release?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot when I was in high school, changing my form.
I mean, he's a fucking basketball player. Of
Like
course he
the little
probably talks about it.
situation, and to the point of seeing when I watched myself on camera, it was like that thing looked like it takes forever to get up there. But to your point, it went in. But as I got to varsity, I was like, it's probably not going. That thing's getting swatted to the 8th row.
And you was able to dissect that.
No, my dad.
Your dad, okay.
My dad called it out as I was making that transition. I wasn't with it at first. I was, because I knew he was going to have to break down all the fundamentals of everything that I felt comfortable with to then master like a new form.
It felt like it too much.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to do extra credit on the homework. I already know the formula. Like I got to recreate it, and obviously it worked.
But I feel like someone who loves shooting. Shot a million shots, always, obsessed with it. Watching you shoot, like I think I have a bit of a classic shot. I get it to like Clay, get to the pocket and shoot. What I think you brought to the game, and I'd love for you to tell me I'm full of it, is you don't really stop. So like you talked about this shot as a kid, and now it's the same shot but up here. Like I don't really feel like you stop, and if you do, it's like the split second.
Only probably on like just standard catch and shoot where. I always tell people, like, I would teach Clay's form to anybody who said, hey, how do I shoot basketball? I would, like, pull up a clip of Clay.
Perfect.
And it's just, that's freaking perfect. 10 out of 10, no notes, right? But to your point, it helped me off the dribble because it's kind of, I'm going to call it unorthodox, but it is a one-piece shot that no matter if you're really all the way on balance or just off, or if you got it on the right hand, left hand off the dribble, like whatever it is, I kind of can get it here quick enough that
through the zone,
and I still have all of my power. I don't lose anything through that, so that's helped me, especially at 6'3", like in the league. No matter who's in front of you, you really feel like I have a chance. As long as I get them to drop their hands a little bit, I can get it up there quick, and I don't want to have any wasted motion.
Was that by design, or was that just happened?
That's just how I shot it. There wasn't much thought to that part, other than when I was in high school doing that transformation, I guess you call it.
Because I also feel like that is a part of your range. Is that you, like, instead of stopping and having to use all your legs, you're using it all in one motion. So, like, he just kept backing up. And then, where's this going?
And it's like a flick. Like, I had an opportunity to see it this, last summer. First time I was joining forces, I would see it after practice every day, just like a flick. It didn't matter. Right. Certain guys in our league, or certain, basketball players all over the world, they have to get in a certain pocket. And in order for them to even get to here or how, it's like when he touched the ball, by the time he does what he needs to here, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It can come from here, quick. Like, and it's a great question. It's like, did you learn that, or it just kind of happened? And it's like, no, it's
kind of natural. It's natural. It just happened. Like there's always a reset. Like summertime, you're working on mechanics. Like my guy Brandon Payne, we'll talk about it. And if I miss 2 or 3 in a row, he start looking, I'll know it's because I don't have the ball. Like if we're talking middle of the frame, I don't have it more middle to right. Like I'm more kind of doing that. And it's just you get a little lazy, right? But I just have to call that out. But then once you get into the game and the flow, there's not much thought to it.
But it's interesting because, like, necessity is the mother of invention. You kind of invented something. Like, you got on to be the greatest shooter of all time by, like, a long margin. Like, range, accuracy, dexterity, off the move, left, right, leaning in, leaning back. Like, you do it all. But, like, I don't know if you could do that if you had picture-perfect form. I'm not saying you don't, but you invented a way of going through the zone. Like you said, off the dribble, like it's up. And that gave you more range. And that gave you more dexterity. Like, by the way, it's not really recreatable. I'm not telling kids, hey, it's so,
So Bruce Frazier, like we use you as an example a lot when I'm doing the breakdown drill. Like I'll do like pregame stuff or after practice.
Who I learned my
to
three
the point of
from
being
was
able to
Kobe.
get to my base,
I ain't gonna talk.
like help bring you up as
Kobe
a
got one of the
demonstration
best
of like
three-point shots
you got such a solid foundation where
get your hips down,
get low, like you're feeling every part of your foot, your feet, and you're using all of that force to kind of get through,
pushing in the ground.
And that's a foundation you have to have to then build off of that, creativity and that looseness up top.
Yes.
So that's part of the natural progression of foundation to confidence to then, okay, now I can experiment a little bit. So maybe it's not necessarily a thought. It's like you hammer that down so much that now I have the ability to say, okay, what's going to help me in the game? Or if I need to stay out of the trees, I can get my range back. I got that's in there because I have this. And if I still have to go back to that well. Like we do our stuff at the free throw line where you're doing like the spins and you got to be in balance. That's your world. Like that's what I learned.
But I also think one of the most impressive things, I know we're going to talk about a lot of things, but the most impressive thing is that you came in, 6'2", whatever, and obviously super skinny. Super skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, super skinny, fresh out of Davidson, super skinny, and obviously, our league, throughout the course of a season, flights and everything, can be taxing on your body.
Yeah.
I think one of the most impressive things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to you is that the weight and the strength that you've put on and still being able to shoot the ball in that capacity. There's a lot of guys that we've seen come in at a certain weight or a certain, body frame, and they're told to put on weight or they're told to put on strengths, and it can affect their shot. And it's actually, there's no way it could have made it better, but shit, it seems like nothing ever changed. How was that? Like, did that worry you in the beginning? Like, oh shit, y'all tell me I gotta get stronger now.
Story. So
you gotta get stronger, but you can't get bulky.
Training camp.
You can't get like no big bulky lethargic ass. Like that's not your bodybuilding. If you natural like that, that's you.
And
you might have to slim down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Summer league started. I think I probably shot low 30s, 3 in training or in summer league. And then you're coming into training camp, a couple months later, still working, getting through, trying to get comfortable with where shots are coming from. And Don Nelson, he went in the weight room because, to your point, I came in 180 pounds maybe. They were trying to get me in the weight room, doing all these lifts and stuff. I'm shooting like trash in training camp the first week. He walked in there and cussed out everybody in the room. It's like, y'all killing the shot. He's lifting too much weight. And to me, I didn't know that as a concept because I always just wanted to get stronger. Most of it was just vanity. Like, hey,
better in the jersey. All these mirrors around here, y'all telling me I gotta look like this. I'm trying to look
pop. Give me some. I didn't even think about it in terms of shot. I know that there's a range of body composition that matters to making sure everything moves right. So if you're doing a big transformation, you can't change how your body moves. I never thought I could get to that point, but then when he called it out, I was like, wait, are they really messing up my shot? But that balance of being able to appropriately get your body to move efficiently, a lot of it, to me, is core strength. If we're talking specifics, everything's about the foundation. How did your body move through that range where you have, complete control of, your movement patterns? Not necessarily brute strength, but efficiency, right?
Stability. Patterns. After 18 seasons of NBA travel spanning from Vancouver to Phoenix to Los Angeles, I know the importance of arriving ready to perform. I want to talk about or hear about
that's kind of crazy. Cat Williams did an interview, bro. He brought in 50 M's built off the first
with ankle problems. And physical therapists will tell you that the glutes, hip strength has a lot of connection to ankle stability. It takes, obviously, a lot of the pressure off the ankles. When you went through all that stuff, first of all, I'd love to hear, looking back, were you ever worried? Is this it for me? Am I going to be put in this little box of can't move like I want to move? And then 2, getting that hip strength. I've heard about your deadlift strength. So walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah. After my second year, I had my first surgery, and tell my wife, there was a moment in rehab, sitting in the basement of my house in Charlotte, a 3.5, almost 4 month rehab just on that, to the point where I wasn't even rolling my ankle like landing on somebody. I was doing the one where we're catching in transition, I'm pushing off, and that thing would flip. I would look back like, what?
Drop something.
Bandy legs, like literally, like I just couldn't stay on my feet.
Wow.
And to your point about learning your body, right? Like learning how it moves, learning what.
You didn't have that problem in college?
No. I rolled my ankle one time in college, the traditional way, where I was coming down the lane, going up for a layup, and planted on somebody's foot and rolled it. That was my junior year. But I didn't really have anything coming in that was of concern. But to the point of the volume of games in the league, the you mentioned the physicality of the league, the travel, all that stuff. I got weaker. I wasn't doing things to keep up with the pace. And then it caught up to me where the whole chain was compromised. And I had to learn all of that on the fly post the second surgery, because first we thought it was like, is it the shoes I'm wearing? Is it, I got those big Forrest Gump looking ankle braces that I still wear now. And you're just like, what is the problem? Why, like, I feel strong, I feel
doing everything right,
I feel coordinated, but I can't necessarily get through a full season. So learning your body, learning breaking it down from the beginning of, to your point, core strength, glute strength, the entire chain that can show itself if in strength or weakness down in your ankles. And for me, like, the most boring, monotonous work you've ever done in your life, right? Every day.
The little muscles,
proprioception type stuff, movement patterns, and there was definitely some dark days of one. You get in this league. I remember when we came to your camp in my junior year, UNCP gave us this whole freaking just speech on y'all think y'all nice now, but when you get to the league, everything resets. Like, you have to earn your way. And I'm thinking that just means production on the court. I ain't know nothing about the off the court stuff. You know what I mean? So that was the learning curve of trying to figure out how you're gonna survive in this league. And if I couldn't even be available, how do I even know, am I good enough? Can I get to that level? And there was a lot of fear and doubt in that moment, for sure, because you feel so far away from yourself.
But especially if you know, like, I know I belong, I know my game translates, but my body is not even allowing me
I don't see LeBron wearing no Nike.
So you can only imagine, frustration. Like, I know.
Yeah, I heard a Curry stop working with Under
Shit,
Armour.
my body is not even allowing me to even get to that, to even show what I'm capable of doing, too. So, definitely.
Especially those early days when you're trying to prove yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
I belong.
Yeah, those little moments. You have a couple good games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I belong here.
Yeah.
Having said that struggle kind of made you who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as far as the shooting, like, it went up with the strength in the hips, came the strength in the ankles, came the dynamic movement. Like, I mean, your fitness levels, we'll get to the style of play, but if it wasn't for that process, it's almost like you didn't shoot 42% from 26. You know what I mean?
I think there's an understanding of not taking anything for granted, even to this stage in terms of longevity, that I learned then, that it's carried, to this day, of how I approach, the off season, how you approach the recovery days, how you approach even just priming yourself for a practice. Like, I can't just walk on the court. Like, there's steps you gotta take, I think we line each other up a lot in this thing, but
you make a break, you don't really make no mistakes. Nothing wrong with it, but you feel me?
For the Olympic journey, we hadn't played with each other. I'd heard about the work ethic and the sheer volume of time and how he takes care of his body. But when you see somebody on that level, couldn't beat him to the gym in the morning, but it was like the idea there was just an energy of like, we all know this is the stuff that makes you who you are on the court, that's going to prepare you for the moments when the lights are bright. I don't even think we talked about it. It was just unspoken, like, this is what you do. And I learned that, early in the process, to know, like, don't take that for granted so that you can be your best self. It's like, there's no accident when it comes to
for sure
being who you are. So no matter how you learn it, how you get there.
Yeah. Tell me about, like, as someone that was obsessed with shooting too, needed to be able to shoot at our size, or else your ceiling.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, made me real quick to be able to shoot the ball. What was your approach and your routine, and like how did it develop and how did it change? Like, you know, as a kid, you just go out and shoot because you love to shoot. And then you're like, oh, Dad says I should practice, and you hear people, you start practicing purposefully. Then, you know what I mean? Then you get to college. You go, well, how did it go through to like now you have this? You're chasing greatness. Like I've seen you in person. We've worked together. I watch you from afar. Like everything is intentional.
Yeah.
Like tell me about like how you approach shooting.
I always tell the kids now, like, nobody should have to tell you to go to the gym, right? Like, as a kid, I was that type of kid. I was blessed to have the opportunity to find a gym wherever. And my dad
You can go outside and play basketball in the fucking park.
The access wasn't there, but it wasn't, he couldn't be the one telling me, you know, it's 8 o'clock, like, 7 o'clock, what are we doing today? Like, if I'm not the one pushing that, like, start there. And it always became just a joy of, you know, the game and finding ways to, you know, get a little bit better. It sounds real cheesy when you think about it, but the idea of every day, like, I was just exploring, like, trying stuff, you know, never really satisfied with, you know, the level that I was shooting. Even if I had the greatest workout, I'm probably thinking about the couple of misses that I had and you know, how can I get better the next session? And from there, you just expose yourself to different, you know, thought processes, different, you know, approaches to training. Like, I have my trainers now who I've been with for the last 15 years, but like I was always curious, you know, coming through of being uncomfortable.
Hear that, kids?
Yeah.
Curious, want to learn.
Being uncomfortable, getting in gyms that, you know, kids that are better than me. You know, the workouts where, you know, like, if you're not getting anything out of it, there's that internal voice that's like, I probably coasted today. Like, oh no, I did something, I got something out of this today. And then you start to just do that more and more and more, and the reps start to build up. More specifically though, when I got to the league, I thought I was preparing myself for the NBA journey and the pre-draft workouts and stuff, but I was still at Davidson, still doing like college type workouts, and I caught up this guy Edon Ravine who I had met through my agent, and he's like, yo, come out to Baltimore, to Maryland for a couple weeks, and let's just work out. And I have this kind of approach to how to get you ready for these workouts, and then for summer league and all that. Walk, just a leap of faith, just in terms of I'm not really gonna get somebody. But I was curious, and like I said, I was gonna put myself in an arena where I could learn what to do or what not to do, or what worked or what not worked. And the hardest 2 weeks of my life, where you really had to determine like how bad do you want it. He put me through hell. But to the point of like really earning it, that's where that kind of set me off on the journey. Worked out with CP over that summer leading into my rookie year, really learned what it meant to be a professional. Like, I was just around people that knew what they were talking about, and thankfully, kind of pushed me in the right direction.
Yeah. Erno liked his holidays festive. We talk about shooting a lot, obviously. You didn't know what you were doing.
No.
But at what point did you realize how transcendent what you were doing on the floor to the masses? When did you figure out, holy shit, Steph, what you're doing on the floor is transcending a whole generation of players? Obviously, you didn't know early on. You're just shooting it. You're just out there, doing your thing. But when
I ain't gonna cap. The nigga who really got me really liking threes was Ray Allen. I ain't gonna cap. Ray Allen was fucking.
That's a great question.
Shooting like crazy. That's what everybody used to call me when I was growing up. Ray Allen. That's very dope at shooting threes. Let's put that out there.
When Mark Jackson got back on the telecast after he coached us, and he said it on the telecast, he was taken out of context with just like, or too strongly in the sense that he was just being funny. I'm talking about how watching his kids play in a game. He's like, he's ruining the game. I'm walking to high school gyms now, and just coming across that. I'm trying to think of the first moment, though. It's like...
Because obviously you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
When Trey Young came in the league, and that was like the first person who they said was like the next me, even though he's a different player.
Yeah.
I known him when he was in high school. Like, that was like the first time you're like, one, I'm getting a little older, but these kids that are watching you who are now emulating their game after the way that you play, or like there's now expectations on said person to be you or play like you. That might be the first time I thought about it. I really experienced like what the impact was. But I got that "you ruined the game" question all the time after Mark said it, and it's, now it's kind of tongue in cheek just because. You understand there is an influence.
Nigga, you made the game better, nigga. I watch them weak ass twos and fucking post up shit. I like Kobe's game. Like, the Kobe was different. He was hybrid. He can do it all.
One of our games.
All right, gang, hold it down.
He's getting drafted.
It's just gonna rain by 10.
No, he's his own player.
What Mark didn't realize that he
yeah, it's about to be crazy.
Now everyone shoots threes now. Everyone. 63.
Like, Kobe was like a different type of player, though. Kobe was hybrid.
It's all Steph.
You were the first. I think you jumped. I think it was maybe Stevie Kerr's first year. You jumped 200 threes attempted. From one season to the next, 200 threes attempted. And then the league followed. Then Dame and Clay and now it's like
James Harden.
It's not uncommon for like
everybody shooting threes, nigga. Anybody shooting threes from half court, nigga. Everybody shooting bitches. Off half court.
Bob Meyer was the first one who told me, like, yo, you should shoot 15 threes a game. I was like, wait, what? Like, you know how hard it is to get 12 good looks up? Like, but
Chunking bitches up.
Like, why not? The math says 15 threes for you is great. Like, oh, yeah, you start thinking about it, but the game is morphed crazy.
But what was it? Was it that conversation? Was it Stevie Kerr? Like, what was the impetus behind taking up 200?
The way that we created shots was a big part of it. The offense that he instilled, where it was less traditional pick and roll, less pick on game,
movement,
more
pitch post to pass,
all that stuff. Where you're creating the concept of 15 threes, cool, but they're not all created equal in terms of game pressure, the rhythm and flow of how is it one pass shot, is it the ball's changed side 3 times, and you're coming off and you move, touched it, got back, relocated. That's a different shot percentage wise than the exact same shot from the exact same spot on the floor in a different context. So we started to understand that a little bit, and it just catered to my natural style of seeing the game, like to the point of your influence, Reggie, the way that I could get it both ways, on the ball and off the ball. So as crazy as 200 extra threes in the season sounded, it didn't feel
natural.
Like
it felt like a normal evolution.
100%.
So let's talk about this offense, right? Because you come into it's a pick and roll league, and you're
so part 2 must be about LeBron James. Part 1 was Curry, part 2
LeBron. You can shoot off the dribble.
But damn, we had to make a good minute for
But I
LeBron.
was like, obviously he has a skill set.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you feel comfortable at all in pick and roll, or were you just like, or was it Steve, or was it both of you? How did it come to like, hey, we're just not going to run a million pick and rolls when the time came?
It was just conversations. Like, I was comfortable with all the different options. Granted, as a ball handler, your natural tendency is one to make the decisions, reading the floor, seeing where the defense is.
Damn, nigga, I might not be able to post it. I don't know. I'm gonna try to.
But when he came in, and we all understand the way he communicates and the way he kind of approached the job.
It seems like it was throw by 10. It's only 8. So I don't know.
Came in, as well on a great defensive presence with the guys that we had. He's like, I just want to make a couple tweaks to the way that we're creating shots, and he has the Popovich influence, and he had always referenced Atlanta with Coach Bud when he was down there, and like they were in like the second and third year of trying to implement this kind of style and leveraging everybody on the floor as a threat offensively. He's like, I just want to help make those subtle tweaks. So once we got into training camp, he showed a clip of I can't remember the soccer club, but
Barcelona,
Tiki Taka, right? Yeah. And he was talking about that as a philosophy of how we're going to create shots, how we're going to keep things simple. Make the defense have to make a million decisions in a possession so that you can then find the right shot. And
illuminating the Spurs 0.5 stuff.
Yes,
when they're like, offense. Make a decision at 0.5.
And so once we got in training camp, it took a minute to be comfortable with not calling a play and just
principles.
Letting the ball kind of dictate where you're supposed to be. I love off-ball screens, which, as a shooter and a scorer, Coach McKillop at Davidson taught me, you help somebody, you help yourself. And it was a concept of, if I can set a screen, you're guarding me, and your goal is to keep the ball in my hands, you got to make a decision now. Like, you want to call the switch? You want to stay body tight? So, like, sacrificing your body to be able to set screens was a big deal. And that helped kind of optimize Coach Kerr's kind of philosophy, because I was involved in pretty much everything, whether it's on ball or off ball. And then from there, you just work on the shots that you're going to get, and that's the entire team. And so, to the point, out of all of that, it wasn't like I was coming in and saying I have to hit this number of three-point attempts to, maximize what I was doing. It's just, that's how it kind of naturally happened.
It's fascinating to me because, like, the league is so pick and roll heavy for some of your skill set and your willingness to move so much. That's probably what prevents other teams from playing that style more than anything, is someone's willingness to move, to set screens, to be the
how hard it is to run 24/7? These
niggas
be out of shape sometimes.
Over a certain period of time in your career,
34-8,
your team's rim attempts when you're on the floor are 45% of your shots. That's not from you diving someone at the rim. That's from your
chaos.
When you're off the floor, it's still pretty high, but it's down to 27%. That's pretty good. So your influence is 18 percentage points on rim attempts, and that's not from you. That's just people's respect for your gravity, the game plan of, do we switch, do we bump, do we show, like you staying at home, like you talked about, screening it all in your body.
Come on,
the decisions. We got some clips to pull up here of the finals.
It's most dangerous.
I love it.
Doesn't have the ball. As a competitor and as a dear friend now, having guys not truly understand what that means when you're competing against.
We know what it means, nigga. That nigga run and be open 1 minute, next minute open.
Because it's a natural reaction. It's a natural reaction. The most dangerous guy gives the ball up. The first thing you do is, I did a great job.
Right.
He is most dangerous when he gives the ball up. And like you just said, that stat right there is really a byproduct of that 45% of rim attempts when he's on the floor. That means when he's giving the ball up and he's moving and everybody is doing like this to Steph, slip happens.
Draymond, goofy ass.
Dollar lob.
Yep.
Guys, Gary Payton III dunk, like,
Play
because of
with
that
three,
vibration.
Come on, man.
It's funny to say the ball has energy. Also, player movement has energy as well. And certain guys, like you go back, like you said, Reggie, having energy, himself having energy. Guys are just moving and flowing. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not beautiful when you're playing.
It's impossible.
No, definitely.
It hurts.
It's impossible.
But as a competitor and someone who kind of like thinks the game as well, it's like, wow, you can appreciate that shit. That shit is like, it's
those possessions where, like, you've been on the sideline as a coach, like when you start clapping, no matter if the shot went in or not, because you know that the possession was just
absolutely.
Those are my favorite moments when you're watching film. It's like that's just basketball at its best. And be a part of executing those type of possessions. Those are my favorite. That's when you don't matter who score, everybody hype.
Operation successful, pitch and dive.
Exactly.
It didn't go in, but that was beautiful.
Everybody clapping.
Operation successful, pitch and dive. That's hilarious.
That's true. The only thing he held be commercials.
The American Express Platinum Card is now better than ever with updated benefits. Let's take a look at some of these clips of you guys playing each other.
By the way, I haven't seen these clips. Let's go.
I bet in our psychosis we could probably go back to each of these moments.
So, just first of all, the post to pass.
I'm watching
I
on the
think it's
clip
important
here.
for the casual fan to understand why is post to pass interesting? Because you guys, you're not saying let's go to Festus here.
Y'all watch on the battle.
What happens is I'll start and let you guys talk about it. When you throw the ball in the post, now you've disoriented the defense's vision. right? Instead of everything being in front of them, you're supposed to see man and ball. You almost, it's impossible.
Well, I mean, you say it's the same thing as what the Bulls was doing in the 90s when they would throw the ball into Luke Longley at times. And now the other actions start happening. Chicago screen, pinch post. MJ can come off of it. Scotty can come off. It's the same kind of concept what they were doing. It was just called the triangle. You know, so like you said, as soon as the ball go into the post, now
action starts.
Action begins, and it's like it's controlled chaos. Yeah. But those guys know exactly what's going on. But we're just trying to get the chain to move on the defense. You know, and it's when you have threats, you know, on the floor at all times. It can disorient a defense, which you would show the first clip of me having the fuck up.
This is the happiest I've ever been watching this game, by the way.
The post here, Draymond goes to set a split screen.
Yeah.
So Tristan Thompson's probably not supposed to be guarding.
See, also, this is another piece of it. I can't. So there's 6 seconds on the shot clock, and the reason he's guarding me is probably because something happened.
Switch ball screen under 8 seconds.
Offensive rebound, something happened.
And that's part of the ball and body movement where you can, again, make the defense have to make multiple decisions to where now, all right, Tristan's guarding me. He's not used to being in a guard spot, which
is part
of our
That's one of the conversations we had previously about fives guarding pick and rolls.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going one-on-one all the time against the 5, throw it, chase it, and let's see what he do. Block a screen out of it, I'll smoke screen out of it, I don't even set the screen. They're not used to guarding pick and roll, so let's see what they do. So now, having our 5 man who can move his feet, obviously he was very well equipped to move his feet. But can he get into pinch post action? That's different, you know.
And he does a good job. He gets into the body. You know, I think LeBron's trying to play center field here because Draymond, and he's, you know, so what happens though? Come off a hard cut, he sets a screen, and you're so fearful of daylight.
It's my favorite moment that Tristan has to decide. I think I can get through this.
What else is tricky for people is that if Tristan runs into the screen or under the screen the way he should on a switch, there's too much daylight for you there. So he has to show you to LeBron.
If they're not on the same page, because to the point, if that happened on this possession, Bron read it where you're gonna try to jump that pass and take it away and make us make another decision. But one person's on a different station. It's a wrap.
That's it. And this is the byproduct of it.
So there's the rim attempt, right? And so that's all just out of gravity, fear, game plan busting, movement, and playing post and pass. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is just random basketball right now, right? You come down, you know, people are finding spots. We're going to move it. You get off the ball, which is...
people I've seen inside the three-point line in 7 years.
It's been a while, right? Just go back 5 or 6 months.
Oh, my God. 9 guys are inside the three-point line. Dre's the only person outside the three-point line right now. Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, but you don't stop playing. So what are the principles here? I'm just going to move. Someone knows they're supposed to pin in, or you're going to screen and someone's going to clean it up.
Yeah. So like when you come in, so that's when a guard goes underneath underneath the basket. If you're guarding that person, obviously the antenna's up, coming out whichever side. If Shump is trying to stay attached, but I've been moving the whole possession, so unless he's kind of bear hugging, which happens at times, I'm at the advantage because now he's chasing. I'm trying to decide, and to the point where we've been doing a bunch of action where now Ron's trying to decide at what point am I jumping out. I've already guarded 2 actions before, and it's just, good timing. And Dre was an unbelievable asset in that sense because it didn't matter. We had 4 ball handlers on the court right now that could make that play, right? Sean could have made it, Draymond could have made it, Andre could have made it. I could have made it if somebody else is in the action. So, that obviously helps. Dre's under control. He knows, something's about to happen. Something's about to be
and that is, one of the things in our league, too. Sometimes that's what makes, certain guys like Dre, Iguodala, Rondo, Draymond. It makes some of their superpowers actually work for them as well because, as you can see right now, we're not pressuring Dre. We're trying to read his eyes, see where he's throwing the ball, and then maybe stunt to the direction of the pass. But also, what the flip side is he can see everything because there's no pressure. Same thing with Rondo. Imagine Rondo up there with Paul and Ray coming off floppy screens, KG and Perk setting the pin downs, and Ronald just up there just like, because no one wants to pressure him.
Right.
You know, they're afraid of pressure him because he's fast, but also they say, okay, well, you can't shoot as well, but his superpower is you not pressuring him, so he can just...
He's giving him time and vision.
He can see it all, you know, so I don't know if we were in, like, if Steph's underneath and he comes out, we're switching.
Well, I would say
there's something because you're
but then,
he gets locked in sometimes.
That's part of it too.
The first part about this is it's random. So you're not always certain.
Steph gave the ball up on the left wing and threw it to Dre, and now it ended up down here.
And did his possum thing.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's popcorn at halftime? I don't know. I feel like give me something sweet.
Yeah.
And then boom. So when he starts to sprint here, head under the basket, playing possum, he sprints. Shump now is in emergency mode because he cannot be like, this is too much daylight.
There's never a time he's gonna point switch him out. So it's like point switch me out. That's
exactly. And so he's on his bike now. When you're sprinting that fast to close, it's hard now to read and react. Right? It's hard to read and react. And so LeBron really should be on the high side here.
Correct.
But he probably feels if I get on the high side and he fades and we switch, I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
So you're thinking, let me bias my body towards Steph.
And point.
Bitch, throw me
You almost
down,
passed
bitch.
me off. Yeah.
Like,
They're
you know,
like
just
a
certain
Muppet.
players in our league, it's just certain guys over the course of the history of the game, no matter what you do, they still have an advantage.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them great. That's what makes greats great.
That's what makes them great. That's a great point. You have something?
Nah.
I want to. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to ask you about him in a second.
No. It's about the guest. We got the guest on, Steve.
No. You guys battled it out.
Oh, this LeBron James and Steve Nash podcast?
History of the game stuff.
Okay. Mind the game. All right, bitch.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, we back. Y'all see from that motherfucker, man. I feel like, man, Curry did transcend the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Curry pushed this game to a next level with the threes. You know what I'm saying? Because the 3-pointers that we had back in the day, like Ray Allen and all the other people, like, they was good, but they were like more of a set shot type of player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they did little screens here and there, but I feel like Curry really put like a spotlight on the 3-point game. You know what I'm saying? And people don't say he ruined the game. Nigga, he expanded the game. He made the game better because, like, nigga, everybody ain't gonna be no 6'8", 6'9", 7'4", doing post-up moves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, it be niggas who like 5'10", like, you know what I'm saying? 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1", shooting threes. You make it to the NBA now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter how big these motherfuckers are, as long as you know how to play the game and you get the game, you can make it in the game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Curry put it to a spotlight to where other people who not physically dominant can come into the game and change the game around. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to Curry, LeBron, Steve Nash, Mortal Enemy, Nemesis. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We out this bitch hood and outside. Big Crip in the game, outside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.